Hello, everyone. Welcome to A Higher Dimension. I'm Gloria Danvers from Gloria Danvers Hypnosis in Orlando, Florida, and I'm your host for A Higher Dimension. On this podcast, we explore the soul-level side of the human experience through past life memories, spiritual awakenings, psychic intuition, healing through hypnosis, and those strange but meaningful moments in a person's life that shift everything they ever knew. Some weeks will be just you and I, and we'll be digging deep into the mysteries of the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the divine mind. Some weeks I'll be bringing on a guest to share their own extraordinary journey in past life regression, spiritual awakenings, psychic phenomena, interdimensional experiences, and, yes, paranormal encounters. And whether it's their story, or your story, or even my story, the real question is always, what now? What comes next? How do you live differently after a spiritual awakening? How do you manage your life after the curtain of time and memory and spirit is pulled back? Who are you? What do you know now that you didn't know then? If you feel like something inside you is stirring and expanding, or even cracking wide open, you're probably already on your path. We know nothing happens by accident. I've had amazing breakthroughs by understanding that seemingly random information and circumstances are never random. So if you're here listening, chances are you're ready for your own hypnotic journey, your own spiritual awakening, and finding your place in an expanding universe. You can reach me at gloriadanvershypnosis.com for a free consultation. Let's chat about what all of this could mean for you. You'll find this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Podbean, Podchaser, LinkedIn, YouTube, Amazon, and iHeart.com. If you're interested in the subjects that I'm bringing to your table, please hit like and subscribe. Your support can help me take this podcast to the next level. But right now, take a breath, lean in, and let's explore the hidden dimensions of your soul inside and outside the universe and beyond, right here on A Higher Dimension. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to A Higher Dimension. I'm Gloria Danvers, your host for A Higher Dimension. And today I have with me an amazing person. This is Kyra, yes, one name, because she can hold all of that. She's a performer, musician, composer. She's just really an amazing person all the way around. And I've been lucky enough to know her for a few years and work with her quite extensively. But today we're going to talk about a past life regression. So welcome, Kyra. It's so nice to see you.
Hi, Gloria. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. We have worked together a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me what your spiritual life was like before we started working together?
My spiritual life, I had a very broad version of a spiritual life compared to now. I felt like I always had a strong intuition, and I felt like there was a sense that there was more to than just this physical world. And I always grew up questioning things, but I never, and as a performer also, reading the room and reading energy, it was all very abstract. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that there was actually something bigger than just what I was, imagining, that there was actually a whole spiritual path and journey that I didn't know I was going to embark on. Yeah.
Was it a big surprise?
It was. It was. I didn't realize it was serious, to be frank. I knew it was there, like an idea.
Once you settled into your spiritual journey, you were coming up with some really abstract concepts that I was going, girl, you are channeling. I mean, you were just channeling all the way. When we did our past life regression, it was really interesting. What finally made you decide that that was the time that you wanted to do that?
we've always talked about it in our sessions, like in passing, and it's intrigued me before. And I have done it one other time in the past, but not as open and ready as I was at the time when we did our past life regression. I think during that time I felt stuck emotionally, energetically in my body. I felt stuck. I knew that I've experienced a lot of different types of experiencing in this lifetime. And I wanted to understand what they all meant and how they all connected together. Yeah. So I was ready for whatever that was.
Right. I've noticed in all the past life regressions that I facilitate and the ones that I've had myself, that we tend to repeat patterns in our lives. And so we repeat, not necessarily even with the same people, although it's very possible, and we do, but basically the same kind of patterns. How do you think having a past life regression might have changed the pattern that you were in?
The current, or the pattern that I was in when I first saw you, I felt like I was in a pattern of escapism. And I still feel like I'm on like similar patterns, but I'm able to clock them earlier than before. But yeah, I spent a lot of this life trying to escape things, whether it be like relationships, my expectations, other people's expectations, like questioning my own power. Yeah. And then seeing those patterns in a different form and even in different lifetimes helped me feel less shame about them and get more clarity as to like, why do I keep doing this? Why does it feel right to do it, but it's wrong in that same sense? So yeah.
It was pretty amazing how certain parts of your past life journey really mirrored the earlier circumstances of your life.
Yeah.
Did you get a broader view of that?
I would say a broader view of like my views and how I saw things.
Yes. Yeah. The patterns that the important people had in your life, like your relationships with them. And
right. I think it was like revisiting an old memory. That's what the past life regression felt like to me. It was like, I guess I knew it in my core, but remembering what I already knew. That's what it felt like. And those sessions, that one session reminded me that I always know what the truth is, like what my core truth is, even when my conscious mind is like second guessing and doubting. But yeah, that's kind of what I realized.
That's a powerful thing to say. You always do what your core truth is and your inner truth is. I think that before, when we don't, we kind of get off lightly in the world, like, oh, well, I made a mistake. It's okay. But once you really know in your heart and your soul that this is the path, then if you diverge from the path, it becomes a little difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Like the universe is saying, hey, you know better now.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
I've watched you get focused. I've watched you take your own power in your hands. I mean, really, it's been so gratifying working with you.
Thank you.
Do you think that some of the patterns that you saw in that past life regression helped you solve the issues that you were having in this life?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I know so. It helped me see, not just like see the patterns, but also kind of see like where they stem from and what kind of fear is based around it. And then when I voice that fear, I don't know. I was going to say, for example, but I don't want to give an example quite yet. But yeah, when I acknowledge that fear and speak it out loud or just like write it down even and see it, it's usually quite silly. And I'm like, this is dumb. I should not be acting out of fear of XYZ to, let control what my behavior is. I want to always do what's better for me and upgrade and be a better functioning human. I think that's like part of my big purpose to keep me sane in a way. How can I be better functioning on what's around me? I already went off on a tangent, but
No, I want you to. And I think that I do. I want you to.
okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, but yeah, seeing those patterns helped me just have more clarity as to who I am and what my purpose is. Yeah.
There were a lot of people that I reincarnated with pretty regularly. It was like, oh, there you are. Did you have that feeling that you could see that these were the same people from before and that basically they were doing the same thing?
Yeah. Like people in this lifetime or people from I've seen in past lifetimes and very similar roles they played in past lifetimes. How they play today. It's like you're watching a movie. Yeah. Just rewatching a different movie with a different title, but the characters are the same.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that change the way that you feel about them?
Yeah, it has. It helped me view those different important people or significant people in my life as not so personal. Like they're not out here to hurt me necessarily. Feels like it's something that I chose prior to me being conscious to teach me, to prepare me for whatever I'm supposed to do and to teach me like humility or character. If I didn't have those people do whatever they did, like I wouldn't be who I am. I might be entitled. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. You mean like a princess?
Yes, exactly.
Who has the propensity to be a see you next Tuesday?
Yes. I feel like I have a lot of power, but I choose to not use, those certain powers in a bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're faced with a situation and you recognize the patterns that, from the past life regression that we had, in that moment, do you say, I'm not going to choose this? I'm going to choose something else.
Yes, it becomes more like part of my code instead of like, oh, I'm my feeling. Like I say that really believe feelings do matter. But like when it comes to life lessons like that, like for example, if someone grew up in a not so nice household and things seem normal, that feels like home to you.
Whereas before it would have been about your feelings. And now it's about a code that you've developed. And that sounds really interesting. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
I feel like my view on this helps keep me sane. I'm not sure if this is correct. But this is just in my reality, I feel helps me make sense of what will help me make me a better person. And how can my gifts in this lifetime be used to its best potential? That's kind of like how I'm thinking of life right now. So yeah. So whoever's listening, if this works for them too, that's cool. But this is what works for me. I think seeing how life is kind of made up of systems, as I've been living. For example, when you need to get food, you get in your car, you go to the grocery and you come back and you cook your food and that's how you eat. Or like us, we also need sleep. That's something I've been learning, trying to master now is sleep. I've been functioning on no sleep. And now that I've been functioning on sleep, I'm like, oh, I have more energy for things now. Duh. Like that should make sense, but like it doesn't, because we live in this world of we always have to produce and produce and produce, and who cares about resting? Who cares about recovering? But I feel like as far as humans, we are made up of systems. We have a cardiovascular system. We have a sympathetic nervous system. So why not think of myself as a freaking system? I am a machine. I want to be the best well-oiled machine I can be. So I can use my gifts somehow, the way that they're meant to be used in a healthy, functional way. Like people wear a badge of honor if they don't have any sleep. and then they like are dysfunctional, and you're like, they're asking themselves why. Anyways, that rant to say that I want to be the best functioning human I can be. And I think seeing those patterns like that developed early on when I was young, kind of, I see those as like a kink in the system, or there's is a little rusty over here. The gears are a little rusty over there. And how to fix those bad patterns is like going to the regression, or even more so like the hypnotic sessions have helped me re-oil my machine going the right way instead of operating in a way that is no help to me or to anyone around me.
Profound.
Thank you.
That is very profound. To me, it's almost like, what we talk about in the hypnosis sessions about taking the seat of the observer.
Yeah.
Taking the seat of the observer in your own life. So then you are seeing what needs to happen. You're seeing what is a kink. You're seeing what's not being taken care of. You're seeing that there has to be a structure in order for you to be the best you that you can.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a pretty amazing thing that you've developed.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm impressed.
It feels crazy, but it like also makes sense. Like, okay, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, producing no results or the same result. So might as well change it up and try.
Mm-hmm. I think it's working for you.
Thank you. Trying every day.
We had actually 2 different regression experiences in the same session. And they couldn't have been more different.
So different.
So different. When most of us go through the regression, it is with the expectation that we're going to show up in that lifetime as a human being. And this was not the case with you. Can you talk about that some?
Yes. Our first regression was a human, and it was kind of like, it made sense. And then the second regression, I came back as not a human. I came back as a furry creature. I came back as a goat.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think a goat is anyone's ideal reincarnation. But I guess, if you think about a goat, it's an animal that's free, very instinctive, deeply connected to the earth. They seem genuinely happy. And it surprised me, but in a way, it made sense. Like, I've always had this longing of that sense of freedom, and I knew that was my birthright kind of thing. It felt more about, I guess, in that lifetime, more about beingness, just being instead of thinking, which is a lot of us today struggle with overthinking, as myself. But it was nice. It was peaceful to be like that.
In the regression, you mentioned that there was a sense of your pack. I don't know what they call them, a bunch of goats. I'm going to say a pack.
Yeah, we'll see.
It was a pack. That there was a lot of closeness there and a lot of love that you had not experienced as a human. And I thought that was really interesting.
That was, and it's something I've always longed for, or that was like seen as like my ideal, at least the feeling of it, the feeling of that togetherness, sense of community. Like, we are here as a unit instead of separated, which I'm all about individualism, but it's nice to feel that belongingness.
So I know it was a mountain goat.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I have a reason for saying that, because in our sessions for years, when we go to a place that you want to be to do this change work, it is always in the mountains. And this was way before we had that.
So true.
I think things show up for people in all of these little different hints and ways all the time to give you clues about who you were, where you're going, what's happening. You just got to be smart enough to pick them up.
Yeah.
That was a real revelation to me.
Big time. And it made sense, like, why I always wanted that, or longed for that, in my family situation. I was always longing for something that it felt more whole.
So it was different emotionally than being a human.
Definitely.
Yeah. What do you think the difference is?
I feel as a human, we overthink, and maybe like there's fear. Maybe there's more fear involved.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm thinking about it. When then fear wasn't even a concept. Fear, yeah, that wasn't even in the vocabulary. It was about just being alive and enjoying that sense of being.
Yeah. What did that feel like?
Free, peaceful. Like you could take a big, fresh breath of air and let go without any tension. It's like that.
Do you think that this incarnated animal is a part of you still?
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny because my sign, my zodiac sign is an Aries.
Oh, God,
and it's not,
I didn't know that.
Oh, I did not tell you.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Now we all know.
Signs and signals.
I know. It's just like, okay. I thought about it. I'm like, are they the same animal? But yeah, they're in the same family. But yeah, so I'm an Aries, and that kind of made sense to me. I feel like also in my code, I'm very stubborn, and I'm very stubborn about protecting my peace and freedom. The more I've gotten stronger internally, and now it's just like a knee-jerk reaction kind of thing, where I'm like, something is disturbing my peace. Nope, goodbye. Not part of my universe.
So that's really what it brought into your life that you didn't realize before.
Yes. I didn't realize I was as strong as I am or can be. I didn't realize my strength. I think it's a better way to put it.
You know, I think mountain goats are pretty tenacious too. I mean, they like are bounding around all over places where people can't go. They're pretty fearless that way. And I see that in you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to avoid people as well. Like crowds, like, big crowds. But it's funny. As a performer, I attract the big crowds. But when I'm off the stage, I'm just like, I don't exist. Don't look at me.
I think that also speaks to that feeling of always wanting to be free.
Yeah.
Just something else that we've worked with.
Yes. Agreed. And I think it's a very funny time, because I feel the more that I'm stepping into my power, the more I'm put on a pedestal career-wise. And I'm not using it for it, but it's kind of like a byproduct of my internal work. And the more that happens, the more I want to retreat inwards or retreat where there's not a lot of people, which I guess would be like a goat,
Oh, and he's not the city goat. He's the mountain goat.
I'm a city goat living in Nashville.
There you go. Now, towards the end of the regression, we did some higher self work. Were you surprised at some of the answers that you got?
I was very surprised.
What do you think your higher self was telling you? What did it want you to know?
My higher self, I think in general, my higher self wanted me to be more compassionate towards myself in this current lifetime. I was very surprised how gentle my higher self was with me. Like, it wasn't like a domineering or berating me energy at all. It was more compassion. Yeah.
I actually just did a podcast about that. Tapping into your higher self. Yeah, so you'll have to check that out.
Okay.
What do you understand about yourself that you didn't before? What was revealed to you that you didn't know about yourself before?
Definitely that I have more power than I have thought initially before. I thought I was more of a going along with the circumstances. But now I'm able to manifest and curate what type of energies I want around me.
Mhm.
Like that is totally within my power. And then also I'm more than just my ambitions. I'm more than just, what I've accomplished. And I'm allowed to just be, like I have the gift of life. I can just enjoy life. But yeah, I'm not defined by those expectations that I have of myself.
Yeah, you had a lot of expectations,
Yeah.
self, and it was hard. It was almost like you were pushing the bar higher. Every time you got to the place that you wanted to be, you wouldn't stop and celebrate it. You would just push that bar, And
Yeah.
I think the things that you've accomplished really are worth celebrating.
Thank you.
I see you.
I
So-
feel like they're silent celebrations, but I feel like they matter though. Like the work behind the scenes.
It's okay to have a party for yourself. Nobody else needs to be there but you,
That's true.
right?
It's true.
What do you think? There's a soul essence. What do you think about yourself as a human versus as spirit?
Me as a human versus me as a spirit.
Now, remember, you said your higher self was really kind.
Very kind.
That is, in essence, you. But what else?
I feel my human side is very reactive.
Mm-hmm.
And my human side wants things now, now, now. And I don't know if it's because I was born. Well, I'm a millennial. So I've seen, well, I guess I was born kind of in the in-between period before social media and after. And it's weird having to grow up in the time when you expect things to happen instantaneously or to have results that are instantaneous.
Right.
So I feel like my human side is very trigger happy.
Oh, yeah. That is a perfect way to describe it. And how is that different from your soul side, your spirit side?
My soul is very laid back, and my soul just craves ease and like being gentle with it, like even in the growth, it craves that. And this is like me talking to myself today because I'm like, I've been kind of in a lull where I've been feeling like, oh, things are not happening fast enough. Like, what am I doing here in Nashville? Doesn't make sense. Or even just like my own self-improvement stuff, health-wise. I'm just like, I want it to be faster. I want to see results now. But no, my soul doesn't want that. And also that's like, it helps slow down time. I realize it's slowing down and just really getting the kinks out of the system, whatever system I'm trying to work on, whatever that means.
So it's interesting that you have this laid back soul that wanted to have the life experience as the trigger happy Kyra.
Yeah. Wrong time period.
Well, I think that that was something that your soul wanted to experience, especially if it is laid back. Because why would it be what it always was when it could experience something else?
True. I wanted to learn something and challenge myself somehow, it feels like. So here we are.
I think you did. Now, we haven't really talked about your family, and I'm not going to get into it too much. But do you understand the people in your family more that you've come into contact with in this lifetime on a higher level? Because families are difficult. There's no getting around that.
Nope. Yeah, I've definitely learned a lot, like their roles in my life. And I finally stopped questioning as to like why they are the way they are. I think it was the phrase, you don't ask why a snake bites you. When it bites you, it just does. It just did. Kind of like that, but it's hard because you want to know why. You want to know the backstory. Why are they the way they are? But I feel like that keeps me lingering in the same vibration or even worse. So trying to move past it or see it in a more broader perspective instead of zeroing in on their own proclivities. So that's been helpful and that's helped me a lot.
Good. I think it's very helpful to take a look at the big picture.
Yeah, for sure. Like when things are feeling tight or like it's going upstream. Okay, how can I distract myself from going down a downward spiral or a shame spiral? Which has been, it was just kind of counterintuitive in a way. Because you think you would want to like fix the problem. Well, fix the problem.
But what really is fixing the problem? It could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Fixing the problem might be to somebody that, I had these past lives with these people and I understand their pattern. And so I'm going to be more gentle. Fixing it could be they're in their own pattern and I'm escaping. So I'm getting out of there. It's another way of fixing it. There's a lot of ways of fixing those things. You really have to find the one that works for you because in the end, none of them are wrong. It's just what works for you.
Yeah.
That being said, have you been able to resolve some of the conflicts that you might have had?
I've been able to resolve them internally. Whether it's being an external resolution, not necessarily. I think the resolution externally that has helped me the most was separating myself from their vicinity, which has made my life so much better. And I've been able to take my power back ever since, like making that decision and realize like, oh wow, I am capable of doing this on my own. Like I've been capable this whole time.
Yeah. It wasn't really them that was standing in your way. They were just like the paper dolls or like those big cardboard cutouts of like, it was just their paper. So you could push them over and you could get past that.
I like that.
One of my favorite stories is how you found me and came to have sessions with me. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, that was great. I have to tell them.
Yes, please.
So I found Gloria. I remember I was sitting in some hotel lobby, like really in distress. And I was like, my God, I need help. I need real help. And I'll do anything that will help. Anyways, I go on Reddit because I trust Reddit for some reason more than other sources. And I saw like someone in the comment section of one of the prompts of like, one of the forums of Orlando asking, oh, I'm looking for a therapist, and you were there. And I think you had like 4 thumbs up. Also like people who agreed. Yeah. Like it wasn't just like, oh, a comment. It was like there were people who upvoted, which is good. And, so I'm like, I'm going to give her a shot. It was you and one other lady, but you won, obviously. And I'm very happy that I found you on Reddit, out of all places.
Then doesn't it show you that when you're ready for something, the circumstance shows up?
Yeah.
It will always show up, I think. The only choice that we have is, are we going to reach out for that or not? It's not about whether it's going to come or not. It's going to come. But are we going to reach out for it? And you did. And you've just, the change in you has just been amazing. And I've been so happy to be a part of that. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. What would you say to anyone who was thinking about having hypnosis or past life regression or any of the things that we've done together?
I would say try it out. There's nothing to lose. And if you think there is something to lose, the money always comes back. I think honestly, like take it from a girl who's been through a lot and has had $0 in a bank account. Like, well, you will reap what you sow. It's investing in yourself. So invest in yourself.
It's great. Yeah. People should invest in themselves. Do you really need a fancy watch or a fancy coat? No, you need yourself.
Exactly.
Right. And I think hypnosis gives you yourself, which is a really powerful statement to make.
Yes. 100%.
Thank you so much for letting me interview you and talking to you on a higher dimension. And I appreciate you, Tyra.
Thank you, Gloria. I'm really honored to be on your podcast, and
Thanks.
I'm
Thanks.
excited for the next step for you.
Well, thank you. I love that. That's
Mhm.
great. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I will see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye. And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that I've managed to pique your interest, raise your curiosity, give you something to think about, teach you something that you didn't know before, or send you down a major rabbit hole. If you're curious about what I do, if you would like to schedule a session with me, shoot me an email. Go onto my website, gloriadanvershypnosis.com, and book a free consultation. Let's discover something about you that you didn't know. Let's open some doors for you that you didn't know were there. I'll be back next week. And until then, stay curious. Stay open to all the things that come in for you through a higher dimension.